want to start with coronavirus, folks. The United States yesterday, I want you to listen to this, posted over 60,000 new cases. That is a record since we started in a 24-hour span. I want you to think about that because it's a bleak milestone. As cases now throughout the United States have hit 3 million. We have more than a fourth of cases in the entire world in this country alone. The death toll now standing at over 131,000, over 1,400 additional deaths have just been counted. But here's the key here. I know that Republicans want to say the only reason why this is happening because we have so many tests. Well, that theory, that right-wing buffoon theory, is out the window. Why? Because coronavirus hospitalizations grew in 23 states. 23 states. And Texas has soared to a new record. 8 states, including Nevada, have seen an uptick in their average daily deaths. That has nothing to do with more testing. And meanwhile, while Governor DeMoron, or as I like to call it, DeSantis, up there in Florida, refuses to give daily hospitalization data for all 67 counties. That's right. This was the idiot a month ago who was bragging about how, people said we were going to be Manhattan, we were going to be New York. We're doing such a wonderful job, and gave his, patted his own back. And now Florida is in disarray, and the man refuses to even tell members of the press or the general public how many hospitalizations he has in the entire state. I know what you're thinking, some of you. Brian, you just sound like a lefty. Brian, you just sound like a liberal. Listen, there's nothing about a liberal if somebody wants the country to be safe, wants your health to be safe. There's nothing about being a lefty. This isn't some sort of deep state crap that you hear people talk about. This isn't some sort of Democratic plot. Let me ask you this, for you morons out there that are calling it a Democratic plot. If it is, then why are so many states run by Republican governors in disarray right now? Why are hospitalizations up in those states? Well, I'll tell you why. Several reasons. A lot of people are not taking this seriously. That's number one. And for those of you out there that still want to call this a Democratic hoax, for those of you out there that still think that this virus is not real and that it's a ploy to get Donald Trump out of office. And by the way, if you're one of those people that think that, you're obviously extremely ignorant. It goes beyond political bias. You're just not a very intelligent person. But what will it take for you dopes out there to realize that this virus is for real? What will it take for you idiots out there to realize that this virus is a real thing and we're in a lot of trouble, and the economy could shut down again? I think the only answer is, sadly, somebody in your family on a ventilator or dying. I think that's the only thing that will get you to realize that the virus is real. I don't know how else to convince you idiots. I don't know. Brian, you're a lefty, you're a liberal. I hear that every day. Every day I hear that from people. And I say, really, why? Do you know my voting record? Yeah, I don't hide the fact that I despise our president, and it doesn't have anything to do with politics. It has everything to do with the fact that I think he's just a horrible human being, and I talk about it every day. That's my opinion. That's how I vote. I vote for what I think are decent human beings. Does that make me a liberal, or does it make me a liberal to want to wear a mask? Is that a lefty liberal nut? Just because when I go out in public, I want to wear a mask? I don't want to contract the virus, and if I'm asymptomatic, which I'm not, but if I was, I don't want to give it to other people. It's about protecting yourself, and just as important, if not more important, it's about protecting others. But there are people out there that refuse to wear masks. There are people out there that refuse to admit how serious this virus is. There are still idiots out there that compare this to the flu. There are still idiots out there that think America is doing a great job. It was Donald Trump yesterday that said we're in a good place. That's what the President of the United States said. We're in a good place when it comes to the coronavirus. Do I need to read those statistics again? Hospitalizations growing in 23 states across the country. A 24-hour record yesterday with over 60,000 new cases. And, another talking point on the right. Oh, the deaths are down. Brian, how come people aren't dying? Well, I'll tell you why. Because when people get contracted of this virus, and if you don't believe me, you could ask a doctor or someone that is in the front lines, it takes a lot of time. This isn't the type of virus where you die instantly. You think I enjoy talking about Americans dying, innocent people dying? Of course I don't. It's terrible. But it's true. This is a virus that takes time. And all the professionals out there, or at least many of them, the scientists, the doctors, saying, yeah, in a month or so, that death toll is going to rise dramatically. Because it's a virus that starts, it moves slowly, and then it attacks you. It attacks your respiratory system. That's what it does. And there are people that are on respirators for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months. And then they just can't handle it anymore. Now, are a bunch of teenagers dying from this virus? No, they're not. So what, though? People are dying. That's what's important. Whether you're 41 years old, like the guy in New York, the Broadway star in New York who passed away at 41 with no underlying health conditions, and you still want to look me in the eye and you want to look that family in the eye and tell them this virus is a hoax? That this is a plot to take down the Trump economy? Are you effing kidding me? Listen, I have no doubt. I have no doubt in my mind, and it's a fact, that there are some Democrats out there that are going to use this against Donald Trump. Why shouldn't they? You think he's shown great leadership when it comes to handling this virus? He just said yesterday we're in a good place. How do you make a statement like that? The country is suffering right now. How do you say something like that? And then there are idiots out there, idiots like a Michigan woman who spent time in Las Vegas. Her name is Genevieve Peters. She was wearing her Keep America Great dress. She was hanging out at the Wynn, and she refused to wear a face mask. These are exactly the type of people that I am talking about, folks, and I hope you're not one of them if you're listening right now. This woman decided to hang out with her friends in Las Vegas. She's walking around the Wynn. The security guards came up to her, as they should, and they told her to put on a mask. She refused to do so, and she created a fuss. Have a listen to what took place on the casino floor with this woman, Genevieve Peters. Have a listen to this.
Anyway, we are in Vegas, and it's completely dead.
It's not even healthy to wear a damn mask.
No, not at all. So they came to us with dogs. Oh, we should probably check with her. Oh, yeah, here's the dogs right here, guys.
Oh, my God, dogs. Are you kidding me? Why dogs?
These are the first people that came up to us and asked us about...
Okay, let's go to Treasure Island. They're not like that.
You know that this mandate is there's no law. It's illegal, and it is unconstitutional. But yet we are getting walked out by staff.
Yeah. And
Let's say we take a little walk.
Yeah,
let's turn around. Let's turn around. We have to tell our friends something. Let's see what they do. All right, so now what we're doing is we're being followed by two.
Excuse me, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm coming. We'll get our friends.
Okay.
We have to get our friends.
Stop recording on the casino floor. It's a private property, okay? Your friend.
All right, cut it.
No, I know, but
We could cut it. All right, so I have to jump in there. This drunken fool, this lush, this stupid woman. It's not illegal or unconstitutional, you dope. You can walk into any private business, and by the way, the Wynn is a private business. It's not public property, you dope. And if they tell you to wear a mask and you refuse to, they can tell you to leave. It's not unconstitutional. It's not illegal. So finally, a group of security guards kick her out and her friend. But she doesn't go quietly, folks. Have a listen to this.
I am here on a vacation to enjoy Las Vegas, to breathe freely, to breathe oxygen as a free American. And yet I'm being literally threatened with arrest.
I'm being literally threatened with arrest. Oh, my God. I mean, you want to talk about the most annoying drunken lush on the planet. That's who this woman is. But there are a lot of Genevieve Peters out there. She's not the only one. But it didn't end there, folks. She continues to video this. And by the way, she's videoing this whole thing, which makes her look like a complete imbecile, by the way. She's drunk. She's in her Make America Great Again dress. Doesn't think that she should have to wear a mask. Let's go across the street. Let's go to Treasure Island. Hey, dopes. Every casino makes you wear a mask. Obviously, they don't know the rules and regulations. But now, outside the Wynn, she's just kicked out. She's clearly drunk. She's inebriated. She's a fool. She is trash. She's outside the win, and she continues her antics. Have a listen to this.
Hi, everyone. We are mask-free America. Yay, you're not wearing a mask. Yay. Oh, that's all right. You're not wearing a mask. You're not a sheep. I'm proud of you. That's right. We love our president. Best president ever.
Yeah, best president ever. And that's like saying you're the smartest woman ever. You drunken, lush fool. You and your friend. But this is, it's funny and it's sad at the same time. It's funny because she's so stupid and ignorant. Yeah, go back. Go back to where you came from. Go back to Michigan. We don't want you here. At least I don't. Go back. Stay in Michigan, you ignorant woman. But here's the sad thing, folks. She's not the only one. She represents a portion of this country that believes you shouldn't wear masks, that believes this is a hoax, that it's not real, that we're all sheep for wanting to protect others. That's what she thinks because she's dumb. You can't fix dumb. But here's the issue, folks. I say this every day. If you're stupid and you want to harm yourself, that's on you. I could care less. But when it could affect me and my health, it could affect my friends, it could affect my family, that's when I get pissed off. The Genevieve Peters of the world are affecting your health. They are the drunk drivers of society. By the way, it wouldn't surprise me if she was a drunk driver either, by her behavior. You get into a car and you're inebriated. You don't just put your own life on the line. You risk anybody else's life in that car. If you go out there in society and you don't wear a mask, you risk everybody's life that you're in contact with, including those in your home. You get into a car and you're drunk, you're playing Russian roulette with society. You can kill innocent people. Sadly, in this world, it happens every day with alcohol. Same thing with the coronavirus. You don't put on a mask. You go out there in society. You're putting everybody else at risk. It's not just you. Make no mistake about it. If this Genevieve Peters was only putting her own health at risk, I could care less. I could care less what happens to her. But she's putting other innocent people at risk. How about the good people at the Wynn that are wearing masks? How about the security guards? How about the employees? How about the customers, the cocktail servers? You name it. She put everybody else at risk in that casino because of her stupidity. And she continues to do it, I'm sure, this morning. Although based on her antics and her drinking habits, she's probably on a big hangover. That would not surprise me any. But good job, Genevieve. Good job. You should be really proud of yourself. Imagine if that's your mom. And you're like in your 20s, and you watch your mom's video go viral, and she's just acting like a complete dope and a drunken lush. I feel bad if she has kids. I really do. What about her husband? He gets a text like, hey, was your wife on the strip last night? Yeah, why? Oh, well, her video got viral. Oh, really? What did she do? Did she hit a jackpot? No, she was acting like a drunken lush moron, and she was kicked out of the Wynn, and her video went viral, and now everybody's attacking her on social media. Well, what if you're that husband? Boy, am I glad there's nobody in my family that is Genevieve Peters. I'll tell you that right now. And then it doesn't end there, folks. It doesn't end there. As I said, there's many other people out there like the Genevieve Peters of the world. How about a Florida man at a Costco wearing a shirt that said running the world since 1776, completely flips out on an elderly woman who asked him just to wear a mask. That's all. He was in a Costco. We'll go up to him, hey, can you please put on a mask, sir? He was fired from his insurance job for having this meltdown. Have a listen to this.
You're 6 feet away from you.
You're harassing me.
I'm not harassing you. You are infecting us. You're coming close to me. You're coming close to me.
Back off! Threaten me again! Back the f*** up, put your phone down!
Unbelievable. How do you get through everyday life if you're that guy? Somebody just goes up to you and tells you to put on a mask, and you scream at the top of your lungs, I feel threatened. Back the F up. And by the way, his wife is standing right there in the video pleading with him to stop. Boy, I think we should call social services on that guy. That's the kind of guy who's going to probably kill his dog, if his dog is barking too much. That's the guy. That's that kind of guy. By the way, as I mentioned, he's been fired from his insurance job, rightfully so. a lot of Republicans out there, oh, the cancel culture. Oh, it's so unfair. Let me tell you something. If you're the type of person that will scream at someone and swear at an old lady because she kindly asked you to wear a mask, you shouldn't be working in society. You shouldn't be on welfare. Just go away. Move to another country. Get the hell out of this country. You know, that Florida guy and the Genevieve Peters of the world, just get the hell out of the country if you don't like it so much. Just leave. Wear your Make America hat and dress somewhere else. See how they like it in Mexico. Just get the hell out of here. And then we have the voice of reason. And, yeah, there are some people out there that are semi-intelligent and intelligent people. It just so happens that I've always looked up to Tom Hanks, not just as an icon as far as an actor goes, one of the best on the planet, and he has been for decades. But he went on the Today Show, and he made some comments. Remember, Tom Hanks and his wife contracted the virus. They were one of the first big celebrities to contract the virus months ago. These are Tom Hanks in his first comments publicly in doing an interview since contracting the virus. And he wishes Americans would come together like they did in World War II. Have a listen to this.
What has lingered here is this societal question, really, of doing our part. I don't want to invoke. Not everything I say has to be tied to somehow, the war effort back in the during World War II, but there was a sensibility that permeated all of society, which was do your part. We're all in this together, and that meant doing your part meant there was a tiny bit of stuff that you could do in order to aid the ongoing stasis of an effort that had no sign of its conclusion. World War II went on for an awfully long time, a big portion of everybody's lives. They didn't know that it was going to come to an end, and we don't know what's going to happen with COVID-19. The idea of doing one's part, though, should be so simple. Wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands.
Is that so hard? Tom Hanks is 100% right. Is that so hard to understand? Do your part, wash your hands, wear a mask, care about other people if you don't care about yourself. And he made so many great points in that interview. And remember, this is a guy that went through it. He had the virus. He and his wife when they were filming a movie. And, he went on to make some other statements. And he basically said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he basically said, it's not illegal to be stupid. It's not illegal to be wrong and have an opinion. He's right. But it should be illegal to put other people's life at risk. And that's what so many people out there are doing. Folks, it's just wrong. It has nothing to do with being a liberal or a Democrat. It has nothing to do with politics. It has nothing to do with being unconstitutional, your rights. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. Forget about whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. This has nothing to do with Trump. It should just have to do with caring about other people, caring about yourself, your loved ones, your friends, your family. Just put on a damn mask.